Yes, sir. How's it going, everybody? And welcome to Live from the Shy. We are 3 episodes in. Thank you guys for tuning in to yet another episode of great interviews with talented people. Man, this episode is for all my creatives out there. We got a graphic designer. And as always, we're going to get straight to it. Here's our guest for tonight. All right, our guest on today's show is a graphic designer from Chicago, Illinois. Please welcome Asha Whitehorne.
And the crowd goes, wow! I had to do that. Yo, well, thank you so much for having me on your show, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for being a part of it. 3rd episode. Yes,
Look,
sir.
especially times like this, we need this type of stuff going on right now, because there's a time to really be not just loose but be real and be as real as possible.
Exactly. And we're ready to get to know the real Asha. So tell us about yourself and
oh man.
and how'd you get into graphic design as well?
All right, so real quick, again, y'all know my name by now. I am 23 years old. I am as old as the story can tell. Recently graduated from the University of Illinois at Chicago, also known as UIC, class of 2020. Graduated with a bachelor's of design and graphic design. That's already a mouthful and a quote unquote prestigious degree, but whatever, it's a bachelor's degree at the end of the day. And I'm, I won't say born and raised, but mainly raised around the near west side of Chicago. Yeah.
Bet it up. So tell us about the graphic design part. How'd you get interested in creating graphic designs, and have you created any big projects that people may know about?
All right. So real quick, I always felt like I was always some kind of I always want to be in the arts somehow. I just didn't really know where to begin with or where to start. I was always mainly like I was top notch in my art classes. I feel it was something that always it was like my little escape. So you know how like rappers, they write, singers, they sing just to sing. I just drew at like everything I saw. Like I was a fan of anime at one point, where all I was watching was nothing but anime. So of course everything I see, I just drew. It was just something I just did all the time. And then of course, like we go into high school, you have that big question like, what you gotta do in your life? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I can draw. I mean, that was really it. Like, to be honest, I wasn't really considering going to college, because it was like I wanted to be a veterinarian at one point, because I loved animals and I love dogs. Like they're just a part of my heart. And went to a point where I remember I was like in a bio lab or whatnot in high school, and I did, you know how you do all those dissections in class and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was brilliant in all those dissections and everything like that, and basic anatomy.
Yeah.
But I had to do a field pig, and I will never forget this day, because one, like again, I have a love for animals. Not much of a love, because I actually had a homemade ham sandwich in my bag for lunch, and that didn't go right, knowing that I was about to dissect a pig.
Ooh.
The only thing I remember is just blacking out. I don't know if I passed out or if I just like went at the corner and just like broke down. Like that was the end of that dream. So
Oh man, I remember in high school, my freshman year, I had biology. We dissected a frog. But
we dissected frog, a bullseye. I think we did a worm at one point. I did all of them till the pig, and I just lost it. I was just like gone. So that's what's like, okay, I can't be a vet. What else am I gonna do? So that's when like my mom, she was like, well, you like to draw. Why don't you think about going into like fine arts? I'm like, Mom, I ain't gonna make no money. Like I want to make money, like decent amount of money. Like I want to walk around with nothing but big old pockets type of money. And she was like, I mean, this is like back in like 2011 to like 2015. So it's like it was starting to kind of grow in the matter.
Mhm.
And I didn't really know much of graphic design. That's why I was like, okay, I guess I can go into that. But one thing's for sure, I didn't even have a computer to work with. So how can I do graphic design without a computer, you know?
Exactly.
So
Photoshop.
literally, so it wasn't until like my senior year of high school I went to a class. So I don't know if they still have them now. I hope they do, but it was CPS Advanced Arts. I think Emmanuel tried to get rid of it, but I hope he didn't, because that specific program is mainly for students who want to advance their art skill set. So that could be in graphic design or in singing or in vocals or in theater or in music. Like you can produce music or make music, video games, all types of, just the arts in general. And it was held at Gallery 37. And luckily for my counselor, she was like, look, like if you want to do this class and see if it works, go for it. But you gotta have to legit leave the campus in the middle of the day, head downtown to class to get to that class on time. And the class was like from 2 o'clock till like 4:30 or whatnot. And keep in mind, like not saying like I was around very cautious parents, especially because they're coming from Jamaica and England. So when it came to like going on CTA or just doing anything without them being there, I get them low-key a heart attack. So I told them about like, yo, I need to go to this class. It's in downtown. Ironically, my mom worked around the corner, so she felt somewhat comfortable. She's like, oh, I know the area. You'll be fine. I'm like, dope. So did that class and actually excelled in that class because the fact that the first day I remember walking into the class, not expecting anything, nothing but Macintoshes. I didn't know how to use one. I didn't even know how to even spell it. I was just like, this is cool, but I have no idea how to use it. And like some of my other classmates that were in that class, it was like they had MacBooks or they had something like that at their school, at their high school one. I'm just like, I never even seen it in person. Like, what do you mean?
That's
So that was
crazy. We had
that was a
MacBooks.
huge crash course of it, but went through it and I just found a passion to do more of it. That's why I kind of like at one foul swoop in like 6 months, I was like, okay, just apply to graphic design wherever accepts me, and UIC kind of gave me a benefit. Really, it was just a cheaper option. But
Mm-hmm.
again, what other school to go to then? One mainly in the city with a graphic design program, and it's not too far from home where I can access it, you know? So it was kind of like a win-win situation. So yeah.
Exactly. I feel you with that UIC part,
Yeah, for sure.
since I go to UIC too. But I got to ask you this question now because I could see your graduation fit in the mirror back
Oh
there.
yeah.
And you mentioned it earlier. You were part of this year's class of 2020, the virtual graduation. Tell us about that. What's it like being a part of a virtual graduation and not getting the full experience?
Sucks. It legitimately, fully, extraordinarily sucks. Only because of the fact that there's many reasons. Like one, I understand, like, for eighth grade or high school, like they need to get that recognition because of the fact that, they're young, they're small, like they're more fragile
Yeah,
mentally, I just felt that because it's college, we're kind of walked over and not even acknowledged to a degree, at least from UIC's standpoint, because I have friends who go to Columbia or even go down to Champaign or DePaul, and it was like they had their own like version of a virtual graduation and whatnot, but ours was very not even streamlined. It was just cheap and quick. Like if people ask me like, oh well, how's a virtual graduation? A PowerPoint slide. That
yeah,
was literally it. Like literally my name and a picture of me and whatever quote I said, and that was it. It was literally like a PowerPoint slide. And what made it worse was that the way they're advertising it was like, oh, this got be when we're gonna launch it, we're gonna do it. And we're all thinking like, oh, this is gonna be a live graduation, like some kind of like presentation. It's gonna be live, it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be exciting. To wake up at like it was like 9 o'clock. Wake like like I mean I had to get ready like so
Yeah.
I was up at like 7:30 like doing my little ba 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 boom to wake up, get ready, and log into a graduation to see just a PowerPoint slide. It was very disappointing to say the least, especially, I mean, I'm a first gen too, so it was really, really degrading from my own value. I was like, wow, I went to school for 5 years and this is all I really get. Like, I get the situation. Like, COVID literally it's like a cancer. It literally just killed everything.
Yeah.
And with all of that, it was just really, really disappointing, especially with the school, because I expected way better. And knowing that our sister school legit had a whole live graduation, and like they had it over Facebook, Instagram. Columbia did some kind of get together. Even Bradley, they're trying to do something like they had their own virtual graduation, but also they're putting something together where they can at least have it in bits and pieces of people. And it was just really, really sad and disappointing. But that goes to question like if there was an in-person graduation, would I go to it? If you asked me that like a couple months ago, I'll be like, well, yeah, I need to like walk across that stage. Like I need to get that recognition. Now I don't even feel like even putting up any effort to even try, because now that's required me to kind of like travel back in time to a spot and a place where I feel like it would have been needed, more or less could have been approved upon. But because of the situation, it wasn't even thought that way. So it was just really, really sad, disappointing. And I just wish UIC, especially with all the resources that they have, like we know that they could have done a lot more.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that part. Even though I'm not a senior, I'm a junior. Well, I technically I'm a senior now, so
Ooh,
moving on up.
class of 2021.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I'll get the better of the situation, but
I really believe that at least your class will, because I mean, there's no improvement outside of like the actual crisis situation. There's always going to be something that's going to be improved upon because of, I won't say because of us, but because of our situation.
mhm.
I really pray and hope that at least yours will not only be in person, but be better if the situation ever occurs again. And that's just
Yeah.
not just for your class, but any other class in the future.
Now that you've graduated and you're probably going to be going and looking for like graphic design careers, how has COVID-19 affected you, if it has affected you in any way?
It has, at least within my field of study, it has affected graphic design very, very heavily. Only because, like, luckily, graphic design isn't really a place, or it's a job, yes, but it's not like a job where you need to be in person all the
Hmm.
time. You don't have to necessarily be in the office, but for the ones who are in the office, they have to transition to a remote location. And then upon everything else, it's just graphic design is just one of those career jobs that is needed for most, if not all, companies in general. Like no matter what company you have, no matter how big, how small, you're still gonna need a designer or some kind of creative person to, run things by for brand recognition or brand strategy, all that type of stuff. Man, because of COVID, a lot of companies, of course, had to forego a lot of positions and cut a lot of positions. Graphic design is one of those positions. And it's kind of like graphic design alone is not like the biggest, you don't really get a great amount of income to begin with. So with that in mind, people get cut. They're like, what am I gonna do now? Like, what the F am I really gonna do now? And graphic design is like, when you go from job to job, it's not an easy job to like, go in and out of. Like you go through a process, mainly portfolio review or whatever you actually have to offer on the plate, because every company is different. Every company has like their own like little niche that they're looking for, specifically when it comes to people who can create. And at least from my experience, because I had some things lined up too, where I was gonna be a graphic design intern for a suburb of Leon Burnett, and of course that program got cut. I'm like, great, that's gone. And then it's like another interview that I have for another job for a insurance company. Actually, that got cut, and it was already like cut, cut, cut. I was like, okay, so it was like as
Oh
quickly
man.
as COVID came, everything was like swiped off the table. And I'm not even gonna deny, like it was a very dark time, but it's during those times that you have to keep in mind not only what's going on, but I always kept saying like to myself, it was like this is just a fluid situation. It like things can change just as fast as they have come. Like it could change just as fast. So I always kept that in mind. Not like look, I didn't expect COVID to stay as long as it did. I did not expect it to like. I mean, I'm pretty sure no one else did,
Yeah.
but as quickly as a lot of things happened, that's where people also realize how, I guess, not just how things get changed, but also how it's really just an income. You're not even counted as a person. When it comes to money, you can be quickly just eliminated just because of the fact that they're trying to save themselves versus you as a person. A lot of people just realize how I guess temporary their positions are. Luckily, I am a business owner, so I've been keeping busy with my business that I really had nothing else better to do, and been getting that residual income. So I've been getting some kind of income, but on the other hand, it's like I don't have employment, you know. So, and it's not just me either. I'm sure like a lot of people, specifically within the creative industry, were cut left and right, and it really, really sucks, especially for anyone coming from specifically a graduate standpoint who is graduating, because a lot of companies have frozen their hiring process. And it's kind of like, how am I supposed to look for a job? Like COVID's here, yes. Things have closed down, yes, but your girls still got bills to pay, and those are not gonna stop. Like those are
Yeah.
not gonna like freeze. So what are we gonna do about this type of situation?
Yeah. And we definitely, me, I know I wish you all the best of luck moving
Oh,
forward
we'll need it.
because we all need it. Not just me, you, but there's definitely
Everybody.
lot of other people that I know in the same situation. But before we let you go here, tell the people where they can follow you, and if they need actual graphic designs, where they can ask you, maybe through email, something like that. So tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, of course. So, real quick, you can follow me on the gram. My handle is at I am underscore Asha ASHA underscore. Pretty quick. I also have my design and photography page in my bio as well on that um Instagram too. Starlight underscore PNG. That is Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. It's Asha Whitehorne, like my name on Facebook. And what else? Twitter, at Asha Whitelight. I basically just rant on Twitter. So you want to know the real me? That is, you can definitely find me on Twitter. Okay, like you want to know like the real, like undisputed, unrated. Yep, that is me. And what else do I have? Snapchat. If you really want Snapchat, DM me on Instagram. I have a little bit of everything. I just do not remember off the top of my head every single handle, but those are my top three. And when it comes to design or photography or anything creative, because I'm kind of like all over the place, which is good for anyone, um, feel free to hit me up, DM me, ask me any type of questions. I'm here to help or more or less assist, especially in these coming times. This is the time where we need to actually help each other out way more. And I hope everyone knows that and is or not starting to recognize that too. So that's at least what I've been doing, having up some communities in the South Side for just small stuff. Like it could be a census or just giving away food packages or something, because this is the time to help the community out, because if you're not going to do it, no one else will. And it has to start with you. It has to start with somebody. So it might as well be you, right? So
Exactly.
that's all I can end with. Um, that's all I got. I'm more than just a student at this point. I am a creator. I am an innovator. I am a strategist. I am a friend. I am a Black woman. I am many different things. I'm just gonna go off a tangent with that point. But like everyone else who is graduating or has graduated, this is a time where you need to really try to find your own self.
Hmm.
It's really, really hard to do that, especially when your academic career was cut short and not by your own, not by your own like hands or by your
Yeah.
own terms. So with that in mind, just really figure out more or less things that you like to do. It doesn't involve campus. It takes time. It's okay, but just keep in mind you will do it and know that you can do it. If anyone hasn't told you, I'm telling you, you can do it. So
All
that's all
right.
I have to say.
Thank you, Asha, so much for being here and giving us the time to get to know you. And we
Thank
look.
you so much for inviting me. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
the show.
No, thank you. We appreciate you being here.
Appreciate you guys, especially you, because we go back a certain amount of time, but you are going to a place where people may not be able to reach you, but you will be able to impact so many people. I just cannot wait to see you there and to legit just tell you like, I told you so.
No, thank you,
I
Asha.
haven't been wrong yet.
No, you haven't. You haven't. Much appreciated as always, and looking forward to see you down the road soon, Asha.
Oh yeah, we're gonna definitely pass up.
Oh, of course. See ya. Thanks to Asha Whitehorne for being on the show tonight. If you'd like to be on the show, please send an email submission to talkshowshy@gmail.com. And as always, be sure to subscribe to the channel, man. You're not going to get any better interviews anywhere else. So subscribe, leave a like, turn on those post notifications so you know when we post. And until next time, I'm Jeremiah Paprocki. Stay safe, everyone.